My name is Debi Murray with the Historical Society of Palm Beach County, and today we are at the home of Dr. Alice Edith Moore at 801 4th Street in West Palm Beach. Good afternoon, Dr. Moore.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. First of all, I'd like to ask you about when and where you were born.
I was born in Titusville, Florida, which is in Brevard County.
Do you mind telling us when? What, the month and the day, perhaps?
My mother, no, I don't tell my age.
You don't have to tell me your age. How about the
I
month
was
and the
born
day?
on, April 4th, April 23rd.
April the 23rd.
Mhm.
Okay, in Titusville.
In Titusville, Brevard County.
When did you move to West Palm Beach?
Well, I moved to West Palm Beach when I was 12 years old.
Okay. You came here with your parents?
No, I just came here to be with an uncle of mine.
And did you live here in West Palm Beach with your uncle?
I lived with my uncle for a while, and as fate would have it, something happened in his household, and he was so concerned. Then I met this family.
The Minkins.
The
What was
Minkins.
your uncle's name?
My uncle's name was Uncle Eugene.
Uncle Eugene.
Uncle Eugene Bullock.
Bullock, Bullock.
No, A-R-D. B-U-L-L-A-R-D. Bullard.
Bullard. Okay.
Mhm.
So then you met the Minkins when
Yeah, I
you were
met the
living with your
Minkins.
uncle. About when was that?
Oh, it was in the 30s.
In the 1930s?
Yes.
So you did not move here, you were not here during the 1928 hurricane?
I finished high school here.
You did.
10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
And can you tell us about the high school?
The school?
Yes, ma'am.
The school is now called UB Kinsey.
And at that time, what was it called?
It was called Industrial High School.
Industrial High School.
Yes.
So you graduated in what year?
In the year of 1935.
1935. Okay. Can you tell us anything about any special teachers?
Well, a little friend of mine, we came from Titusville. Both of us were very young, and they called us precocious children because at 12 years old I had finished 9th grade. And when I came to
Wow.
West Palm Beach, I was in 10th grade. So I did 10th, 11th, and 12th here in West Palm Beach.
Oh my
And
goodness.
as fate would have it, I had met these kind people, and my mother, which I call the person here Mrs. Mickens' mother, my mother was a very active club woman. She was into doing for others as she would have, doing charitable work. So she saw this little girl, and when I passed here, she said her mother was very old, and she didn't want to leave her mother alone when she went out at night to do charitable work. So I stayed here and did my homework here, and I don't know, just started living here.
That's wonderful. Now tell me her name.
Her name was Dr. Alice G. Mickens, Alice Frederick Mickens,
Do you know what the G stood for?
Gertrude,
Gertrude. Can you,
Alice Gertrude Frederick Mickens.
can you tell us where she came from?
Well, her parents came from South Carolina. It must have been after emancipation.
Okay.
And I always call her mother, Mother. Mother said there was a white man, her daddy had a cotton gin. And when it was time to gin, he said, well, we had voting rights, as I understand. And when voting time came, he wanted him to vote for him. So he said, you are not my choice. Well, if you're not I'm not your choice, you can't gin your cotton. So, no cotton, no gin, and no money.
No money.
So he moved to a little town on the West Coast, which is called Bartow.
Bartow, Florida.
Yes, he was a minister. So my mother took me to the site, but when she said her mother told her that she thought her childbearing age was over, So when she got down here, little Alice was born.
Oh my.
So she was born in Bartow.
A little surprise.
That was a surprise.
Yes.
But-
yes. So did she grow up in Bartow?
Yes, evidently.
Okay.
Evidently, because her brothers were older than she was. Her brothers were here. That story I cannot tell all together.
Okay.
But from time to time, I know her brothers moved over here.
Okay.
And they brought the mother and their little daughter over here. And you know where the gas company is right down there?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a picture of their home. It was somewhat like a 2-story house. So the brothers brought the mother and their little baby sister over here.
Okay. Had her father died?
Yes.
Yes.
The father died, and this is where they brought their mother and their little baby sister over here.
Do you happen to know who the brothers worked for?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, they were really mature. The brothers, I only knew one brother was an insurance agent here.
Okay.
And the other day I was saying he came to this house every day
Did
to
he?
see his mother. And when he got to the gate, he would say, howdy, howdy. You know, those
Yes.
things I remember.
Yes. Do
And,
you remember the mother's name? Alice's mother's name?
Her name was Frances.
Frances Frederick.
Frances Frederick.
Okay.
And over on, well, I told you they lived on 2nd Street.
Okay.
And on 2nd Street, the house faced the south. I have a picture of it somewhere.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well,
But the house was burned. The gas company burned their house. It was, and they never compensated them for it.
oh, no.
It went down through history and never compensated the family for that. So after they were burned out, I don't know where they were, but I do know she had a brother who lived on 3rd Street. His name was Nathaniel Frederick.
Okay.
His wife's name was Mamie Frederick. And history says she was one of the first social workers around here.
Oh, really? Wonderful.
What I do remember about her, she was concerned about children.
Uh-huh.
In her backyard, in the, what was this? This is the 807, in the 600 block.
Okay.
Her home faced the south. And behind her house, she had a house, and she was taking wayward children.
Okay.
She was so concerned about the welfare. Now, I don't know whether the city paid her or just what happened, but I do know this is what happened. And through the years, they said, oh, Miss Frederick was so nice to us, and so forth and so forth. So eventually, after time come, I think the city must have been concerned, and she was out on 8th Street in Riviera.
Uh-huh.
And they call it, well, maybe the children's home.
Yes.
And in 3 or 4 years ago, they dedicated a building out there named for her. It's on MLK.
Okay. On MLK Boulevard.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know that?
No, ma'am.
It's on
Didn't
MLK
know that.
Boulevard.
Do you know how many brothers Alice had?
She had 4 brothers
She had 4 brothers
and 1 sister.
and 1 other sister. Do you remember her name?
Her sister's name, I don't remember her, but her sister's name was Elizabeth, I guess. Maybe they call her Lizzie. I don't know. I didn't know her.
Okay, that's okay.
Mhm.
Did her sister come to West Palm?
Evidently she did.
Okay, so the
See,
whole
I don't
family
know
was
her.
here. The whole family.
I don't
Can
know
you
her.
tell us about when Alice met her husband to be?
When Dr. Mickens met her husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't know, but we have a sign out there which tells how old the house is. And he brought her into her new home.
Okay.
So that's all I know.
So they really, okay.
Mhm.
Was he a lot older than she?
Yes.
Okay. I've seen his name written variously as Henry, Harry, and Hallie. Do you remember what his first name was?
His name was Haley, Haley.
Haley.
I don't know any Henry.
Okay. That's just the way it comes up on census directories, and not quite sure why. So, yes. And I understand he was married to another lady before Alice.
Yes, before Dr. Mickens, before he was married to someone before Dr. Mickens.
Do you happen to know if they had any children?
I don't know that.
Don't know. Okay. Excuse me. So tell me about Dr. Mickens. Did she go away to school after high school?
She was, oh yes, she was graduated at Spelman College in Atlanta. And I know she was at the university, what's the school in New York?
Columbia.
Well, whatever it is, she was in New York, and the other day I saw where she was played in the orchestra at Greensboro, AT&T, what's that?
North Carolina.
Edith?
North Carolina Agriculture and Technical College.
A&T.
Okay.
North
E&T?
Carolina A&T?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. What did she study?
music.
Music. What did she play instruments? Did she use her voice?
The piano.
The piano was hers.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I have all kinds of classical music she could play.
I bet it was
And
beautiful.
she also plays an instrument. That's why I told you, somewhere in the house here, I have a picture of her playing an instrument when she was in college.
Oh, really? How wonderful. So then she came back to West Palm Beach after college, and we assume she met Mr. Mickens and married Mr. Mickens and
Yes.
lived here at 801.
Well, I
4th
don't know
Street.
whether she met him in either one because
No, he brought her here
Yes.
when they were married, yes.
Yes.
Then she got very involved with the community,
Oh,
didn't
she was the community clubs that were organized way back there. She was the organizer of my church club.
And which church was that?
As Payne Chapel AME Church, we just celebrated. It was organized in 1932, and we just had our anniversary. What is that?
The women.
76 years ago, I think they
Yes, yes.
say. And it's still going strong.
And that's the
Another
women's
club
group?
she organized was the Music Club, meaning music, social, and literary. You know, we didn't have places to go, and after the young women came from college, she created this music, social, and literature so they could use that as culture,
Yes.
expand their
Yes.
knowledge, and
Share
have
with one
social
another.
relationship. And it's so funny, she named another club, Eminon Child Welfare. They were interested in the welfare of children. And I asked her one day, how did you arrive at that name? So she said, I ran out of names, I turned no name backwards. They call it Eminon. So she was funny.
What did Eminon do?
Oh, they were child welfare. They would take care of little children, see children in need, and they would help them if they needed food, if they needed clothing, or whatever. Because I was telling someone the other day that I remember that Christmas Eve or during the Christmas holiday, all that porch out there was full of clothes and food and so forth, because people would come here and they said, Mrs. Mickens, we don't have anything to eat, or we need this and we need. So those club women would buying clothes and buying food so Christmas could be very happy for them.
Yes. Now, we've called her Dr. Mickens. Can you explain to us where she got the title doctor?
Well, she and Mayor McCall-Bethune were very good friends. Do you know anything about Bethune-Cookman College?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't, I need to send you out of my house.
No, ma'am, I do.
Well, Mayor McCall-Bethune was, you know about Bethune-Cookman College.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was an associate of Mayor McCall-Bethune. When Mayor McCall-Bethune, Dr. Bethune came to town, she stayed at 801.
Okay.
When Mrs. Mickens, whom I call sister, went to Daytona, she was at her home. So they were friends until the end came. It's so interesting about that because the day Mrs. Bethune died, my mother and Mrs. Bethune were due to be in Jacksonville to a wedding at 6 o'clock. And I was told that on that afternoon, Dr. Bethune came to her backyard and looked it over. And she called them and said, I don't feel well enough to come to the wedding this afternoon, but tomorrow come on by my house and have breakfast, the wedding party. The wedding party did that. They came there and had breakfast, came to my house and had a party in the garden, then went on down to the Mary Elizabeth Hotel. And the Mary Elizabeth Hotel, the parents of that was Gwen Cherry. I guess you know about Gwen Cherry.
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
Well, and then on that Sunday morning, we went back up to the funeral.
Oh, how
Mary.
sad.
Yes,
How
yes.
sad.
And,
How did they meet?
huh?
How did Mrs. Bethune and Dr. Mickens meet?
I told you Dr. Mickens was a very club woman. She tells me that, and Miss Bethune always referred to this, oh, the trains were going down the East Coast in a Jim Crow fashion. We call it Jim Crow because we couldn't sit everywhere. Miss Bethune was on the train going to Miami. Dr. Mickens was going to Miami. They met. And she woke up, she said, aren't you Alice Mickens? And she said, I am. She said, I have always wanted to meet you. And from that point on, they met each other and they were friends until she died. So much so that they counted us in her family
That's
at her
wonderful.
time of death. So that shows you how close they are.
Yes.
They were together.
Now, you've touched
So-
on a subject that we haven't discussed at all, and that's Jim Crow. Can you discuss segregation here in West Palm Beach for us a little bit?
Segregation?
Segregation, yes, ma'am.
Well, all I know, we were segregated because I remember very well down at McCrory's, they had one fountain over there and one fountain over here, white, black. And I was appalled when you go to the bathroom, white, black. Well, I didn't need to go there because I was so close down here. But it always did amaze me with white and black. So I went there one day, and I guess they never knew it. I tasted the white water, and I tasted the black water to see if it was different. And they all tasted the same.
Just the same.
So that shows me, after I thought about it, that was being segregated.
Yes.
And they tell me the only place that was very kind to us as a race was Montgomery Ward. They never did a segregation. If you had to go to the bathroom, you could use the bathroom. But everywhere else downtown was white and black. So I told you I never had to go to the white toilet, but I did wonder what this black and white water stood for.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Can you tell us about any businesses that might have been in this neighborhood?
Oh yes, oh yes. On the corner of 3rd and Safford, Rosemary, was Robinson Market, Carl Robinson Market. And the place is still there, but he's gone now. Right across, diagonally across
What did you
the
buy at
street-
his market?
Diagonally across the street was a little drugstore. Well, Edith, what's Dyson's? You remember that?
Yeah, the Dyson Drugstore and Pharmacy.
Yeah.
On the corner of 3rd Street and Rosemary.
3rd Street and Rosemary.
Yeah.
And right in front of that was an eating place. I think that was Miss Leslie Peterson.
I think of that one, yeah.
Then come on down Rosemary. In that one, you had Dr. Terrell. His office, he was a dentist. Right behind the pharmacy on 3rd Street, it's a garage there, was a Dr. Diet, and he had what you call lying-in hospital where the babies could be born. Then, coming back down Rosemary, we go north, there was a place you call the Club Alabama.
Was it a place to eat? Was it a music
And
place?
over somewhere along there, right on the corner here, was the Elks Rest, and the Episcopal Church is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And on that little white building housed the Atlanta Life Insurance Company. It's right on the corner there. Now going on down 7th Street, on the corner of 7th and Sapodilla, but W.O. Heath, that was his little, you buy groceries there. In front, across in front of them was something like a little, I guess you got little sodas and stuff there. I remember them, but being where I am, I didn't go in those places much.
Uh-huh.
What we call it, I think they call it Campbell. Then diagonally from that was Peaks, whatever Peaks sold there. They call it Peak something.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Were there shoe stores out here?
Huh?
Could you buy like shoes or clothing? Were there any shops like that out here?
The only place I know they could buy clothing was on the corner of 4th and Rosemary. It was a house facing the west, a place facing the west.
Okay.
And there was a person in there. I remember that because she had the same last name of mine.
Which is more?
And they sold hats and little dresses there. And that's the only one I remember out here.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's very. And that would be in the 30s, 40s, 50s?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I know that the Sunset Lounge isn't too far away. Did you ever go there to dance or listen to music?
Well, you're talking about the Sunset Lounge?
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh.
I did go there, but never to see the bar or anywhere. We, as I told you, we were segregated, but we had what we call the Lincoln Douglas Bowl, and it was upstairs.
Okay.
Well, the people had, and the noted orchestras came, and we had the debutante bowl upstairs. And strangely enough, I had never been downstairs until 2 or 3 years ago when the people voted.
Okay.
I had
Okay.
never been downstairs.
I'll be darned. So they used to have fancy dress balls upstairs at the Sunset Lounge.
Yeah,
Debutantes and
debutantes.
yes,
And
that sounds wonderful.
Count Basie and those fine orchestras like that.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Excuse me, do you need to take a break or anything? Are you
No,
okay?
no.
Okay.
Ask her about downtown.
Yes. Now all these people that were here, especially with the orchestras coming into town, there must have been places for them to stay.
Well, they catch where you could, right on the corner of 3rd and it's a parking lot there. 3rd and Division. It
Okay.
was a 2-story house. I was trying to think of that person who lived there. I can see her face. She was an elderly woman, but many of the people stayed there because even Joe Louis stayed there because I met Joe Louis. It used to be a mailbox right on the corner, and he came there to put some mail in.
Wow.
And that's where I met Joe Louis.
That
But
was-
Count Basie and all those other, they seem to have stayed on that corner from what I heard.
Now,
Yeah.
I had heard that Dr. Mickens sometimes had house guests here.
Well, she had house guests. Let's say any president of any black college stayed right here when
Okay.
they came to town. Okay, Ralph Bunche,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Nobel Peace Prize winner, stayed here. I have a picture of him sitting over there with Ramona in his lap.
Who is Ramona?
A little girl who was she was the daughter of a pharmacist,
Okay.
Dr. Jenkins.
Dr. Ramona Jenkins. Okay.
Then, but
Why was Dr. Bunch in town?
hmm?
Why was Dr. Bunch in town? Do you remember?
Doctor who?
Bunch.
Oh, I forgot the occasion. Edith, do
I
you
think
remember
he was
why
a
he was
speaker at
at?
an event.
He was here for an event.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was speaking for some event. I
Hmm.
forgot
He
the
came
event.
here for an event.
Talk.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Helen Edmonds was one of my Delta sisters. She was here for an event, and she stayed here. And she right there, she was sat right there in that same chair. Helen Edmonds. She's the one who seconded the nomination of Dwight Eisenhower.
Okay.
She's the one who did that. That's how you remember
Yes.
her.
Yes. Oh,
Mhm.
wonderful. Excuse me. So, do you remember Mr. Haley Mickens?
Haley Mickens?
Yes. Do you, Alice's
yes.
husband? What
Her
can you
husband, yes, I remember.
What can you
him.
tell us about him?
Either you see that book with the cover of Pioneers in Paradise? Well, I tell you who.
I've got that book. Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you know anything about Bradley Club?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell us about that?
Well, over in Palm Beach Bradley Club, my dad was had a wheelchair concession over at the Bradley Club, and Bradley Club was right across the river there.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Bradley was so kind, he let him have the wheelchair concession. All he had to do was take Reverend Mr. Bradley and Miss Peggy, drive them over the island because they didn't have cars and so forth.
Right.
But he had the wheelchair concession. And strangely enough, when he died, the wheelchairs were left here. So when I was up in Atlantic City, I was on the boardwalk, and I saw this chair coming down. It had on the front BC, Bradley Club.
Oh, I'll be darned. Now,
was-
do you know how many people he had working for him?
Oh, he had several.
I mean, Mr. Mickens.
Yeah, he
Yes.
had several. The only ones I can remember now was Mr. Weber, and that man, the house is right on 11th Street between Tamarind and the American Legion. His name may have been Bradley. I
Okay.
can't think of his name, but he was one. Those two I remember, Mr. Weber and Mr. Bradley. Those two I remember.
Did you ever go over into the Bradley Club?
No, I did not.
No. Do you know if Mr. Haley did?
Huh?
Do you know if Mr. Haley did?
Oh, all he did was the wheelchairs, and he carried
Okay.
Mr. Bradley
So
over
he
the
never
aisle.
told any stories about what it looked like.
Well,
or-
yeah, there were some interesting stories told about that. The elite went there, and they had fun there, very good fun there at night, dancing and carrying on.
Oh, but Mr. Mickens had a few people that had a little too much to drink to take home a time or two.
Well, if they did, maybe somebody else took them home because he used his chair for Mr. Bradley, and
Oh, strictly.
only the other people may have taken them home.
Okay. Okay.
But they had fun. They seemed to have fun. You never heard of anybody getting hurt or any of that. I've never heard them say anybody got hurt over that. It was just a place to have some good fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand that Mr. Mickens came here from North Florida and came here in the 1890s. Is that correct?
See, I don't know that when he came,
Okay.
but I do know that he organized our church, Payne Chapel AME Church. He was the founder of that church, and it was found. Our church was across the river. You know where public, the area public in. Go with me to across the 5th Street Bridge to the end, and you get to what's that?
Coconut Row, Bradley. Yeah, Bradley Place.
Well, then right on the corner, diagonally from that church, was 100 North County Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's where our church was, and I have a picture of that.
Oh,
It was
wonderful.
made of palmetto bronze.
Wonderful.
It was made of palmetto bronze, and it was organized in 1893. So in 1902, by that time, Mr. Henry Flagler wanted to develop Palm Beach. So they were moved out of Palm Beach. And you know where? Go with me to Tamarind and Banyan. They call it Banyan, then it's
Yes.
going back to Banyan. That's where our church was. I have a picture of that church. And right behind, on the side was our parsonage. And we stayed there until the early 20s. And now this is what the history I had to pick up from this house. And then they moved up there where we are now on the hill in the early 20s. But they were only down in the bottom of that place. In the storm, they had tried to go up, but the storm came and it was delayed for a while. So they really didn't get up into the main auditorium until November 1937.
Goodness, it took them a long time to recover that, yes.
Yes. But it's beautiful up there. Have you ever been up there?
No, ma'am.
It's beautiful up there. The windows are all historic, of biblical nature. And I had the history of those because Nan Jennison, who was the head librarian out there, gave me those pictures because I went through the place with her. And it's a beautiful write-up. All of them are religious pictures. And I gave it to someone the other day and they didn't give it back. That's why I'm not going to let my things go out the house anymore.
Yes, Nan Dennison gave us a copy of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you? Let's get back to talking about you. You grew up here in West Palm Beach.
Yes, I want to tell you about more about Mrs. Mickens. She became a trustee of Bethune-Cookman College.
Okay.
And at Bethune-Cookman College, there's a building named in her honor. The Science Lecture Hall is named in her honor because of her charitable work, her interest in young people, and the motivator. She was strictly a motivator.
Uh-huh. Did you go to Bethune-Cookman?
Oh yes, I couldn't go anywhere else.
I'll bet you couldn't.
Don't forget about your building. There's a building for you.
Huh?
The honors building that's named for you.
Oh yeah.
So you graduated from Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, yes.
About what year?
And so did Miss Bush. We are graduates of proud graduates of Bethune-Cookman College. Yes, there's a building named for me. I finished college. Well, see, I taught. It's amazing, and I don't say it because I had finished normal. Bethune-Cookman College was called, what you call it?
Cookman
Teacher
Institute.
training.
Teacher training, normal school.
You did teacher training there, and I did my practice teaching, and when I was the year I was 17 years old, I got out of because I could teach after that. I got my teaching certificate, but I wasn't old enough to teach. But they needed teachers, and Miss Bethune and some of the people around here vouched for me and said she can do it. Just give her a try.
Where did you teach? Where was your first school?
Oh, up there, Industrial High.
Industrial High.
So they gave me a try, and they were satisfied. From that time on, they were satisfied with my work.
And what did you teach at Industrial High?
I taught elementary education. I was a first grade teacher. And I was telling someone the other day when I started the work, somewhere in this house I have a poem Dr. Mickens gave me. It said, "Lead them with love, teacher." And I always remember that, lead them with love. And if you love them, they'll do what you want them to do. And that's the attitude I took when I worked with children. Lead them with love. And they're starving for love. You don't know what they've gone through during the night or what problems they have, because children do have problems. I could tell you many of the stories they have, the little children. So if you love them and let them know somebody cares, then you'll make it.
And they'll make it too. How many years did you teach there?
Like 40 years, 30. I don't know.
A long
But
time.
I stopped teaching in 1980.
You stopped you retired in 1980. What was the name of the school when you retired?
Roosevelt Elementary.
Roosevelt Elementary. So you were there during the years that they were integrating the schools.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell us about that time?
Oh, that was very interesting. My principal was Mr. Munnins. He and I went to Bethune-Cookman. He was a Bethune-Cookman, and so was I. And the morning, the first morning they had integrated, well, I had just come in. I told Mr. Munnins I would be a little while late because I was coming in from Honolulu. And when I went in, I had my lei on. I said, "Oh, aloha." And they were sitting there so, everybody's so tense and everything. So some of the white Caucasian women told me later, say I broke the tension. They know how we felt when we were in that situation and the way we treated. Say the way I came in and I was so kind and carried on with them, they never forget it. They always told me how kind I was and the tension I broke. But this was the beginning of integration.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we got along very well. I told them all they had to do was come, and if they wanted to work, do their work. We'll work along with him. So this is what happened. And I was this is an aside. A little white boy came to my room. He had been in so many schools and they put him out. You know, he was just horrible. So he came to my room and the principal put him in my room, and his name was Ben. Ben had this heavy voice and Ben's gonna take over. I said, Ben, you know what, I love you, but you cannot do that in my room. You here to work and so forth and so on. So he kept on. I said, Ben, you can't do this. We'll do this with you. So one day I said, I said, Ben, who won that deal? He said, you did. I said, Ben, I'm going to always win it. I'm going to always win it, but I love you. But you cannot take over my room. So his mother was so impressed. She came out there one day. She wanted to know this person who had so much influence. Oh, her boy. I didn't touch him, but he knew. I said, we are here to work. We work a while and we play a while. But while we're working, we don't play. And that's the way I handle my room. Have a good time.
That's wonderful. Are we okay with the tape?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay. Do you have any former students that are still involved in the community?
Still involved in what?
In the community, in community service, in politics?
Many. Miss Bush and I were just talking about a young man a little while ago. He's a graduate of Bethune-Cookman. And they honored him what night was that?
Saturday night.
Saturday night at the convention center.
Okay.
His name, Edwin Wesley, an outstanding young man. And we have a lot of them around, but I was so impressed with Edwin the other day.
What did he do? Why was he honored?
They call him man of excellence. Whatever. He worked with a funeral home a while, but I don't know what Edwin is doing.
He founded Men of Tomorrow that teaches behavior modification to young black boys.
That's right, Men of Tomorrow. And those boys come out looking fine and acting fine, and they're a success. Men of Tomorrow. Yes.
Something that's often hidden from history books is women's role in the community. Obviously, Mrs. Mickens was very strong in her community, and you have helped perpetuate her memory. I think you're also very strong.
Get that book and show them us in the book.
And I think you're also very strong. And I think you're also a very strong leader in your community.
I think they've got all the books with you in it and all that kind of stuff, Alice. I think
yes.
They've read this. They've got them all. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You saw me in the book in my parents.
Pioneer's Life, yes.
Pioneer's,
yes.
Got it.
Yes, I've got that.
You have it, okay.
I do, ma'am. Yes, I do. But how do you see that role has changed between what it was like when you met Mrs. Mickens in the 30s and now?
The world has changed tremendously. When we were small town, people loved each other. They knew each other. They celebrated days together. They had social life together. And there was no cursing and shooting and all this junk. And no, I never heard of drugs until a few years ago. But now it seems to take over the nation. But we just had a good time out here.
What did you do for fun when you were young?
Well, we would dance the night away. In the garden back there, or go to somebody's house and hear the records and dance. Or go at the school, played a lot, great part.
Lots of music.
Our schools. Weekend we would go over there and have parties. You know, fun night. And, basketball. The kids played basketball. The girls' basketball team, the boys' basketball team. Football, we had football. And then we did lots of literary work. People appalled now. They say all the poems and the things I remember, but we got all that in school.
Mm-hmm. And now they don't seem to have time for it. I know. It is sad.
We would, some of these children, I hear them, white, black, blue, green, they chew up their words.
Yes.
I call it chewing up. but we were told to enunciate and pronounce, you know, that type of thing.
Yes.
And we lost all of that, much of that, until we get maybe more concerned teachers. And I feel sorry for the teachers because of this old FCAT. Our children learn without that FCAT. All you got to do is teach them. I taught a young man, and he's a famous electrician. The state score was 398. He made 398 and didn't have any FCAT, but he knew the contents of the book. Mm-hmm. He absorbed it. Mm-hmm. So until they need to cut that, the children are too tense. I was up to school one day, and the children were so tense. How can you learn when you're tense?
Yes.
How can you produce when you are tense like that? So I wish they hurry and get through with that.
Mm-hmm.
And go back to teaching.
And go back to having a broader education. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
I think they've narrowed it down far too much, but that's because I have grandkids in the system.
Yes.
It aggravates me. Has there anything that we have not discussed that you would like to tell us?
I can't think.
Any fun stories or any achievements that you've made in your lifetime?
Well,
you haven't told us about any special bows.
Well, I tell you what. Well, in the teaching world, I was who's who among American teachers, and I've won several awards. I was looking at one over there today, Giraffe from the Women's Chamber, downtown, the Women's Chamber. I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta, one of the oldest sororities, and I've been honored by them. And right down there is a plaque from the school board. I could go on, just countless things like that.
Yes.
They've recognized me for various things. MLK Foundation recognized me as one of the outstanding people of the century. And down on the lake, if you haven't seen the monument down there.
Yes.
Oh, you got to see the
yes.
MLK monument.
She's seen the monument. Yes, yes.
It is outstanding.
Yes.
And of course, my name is on there. So.
One topic we haven't discussed is World War II. You must remember World War II.
Do I?
Do you? You would have been a young lady.
See, I don't remember too much. It's amazing that I don't remember too much about it. I remember that I had a brother. I think he was in World War II. That's
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
And he came home to up in. That's why but much of that I can't remember.
Okay. Okay. So were you involved? I was wondering if you had been involved with any war work here, or if Mrs. Mickens was involved with any war work, supporting the troops or writing.
I'll tell you one thing: when the governor, this present governor, no, the one outgoing governor, established his front porch. You know, the front porch area.
Yes, ma'am.
It was initiated here on my porch,
Oh, how wonderful.
and I have pictures of that.
And that's starting to come around. I see more and more houses being built with a front area for people to gather. Yes. Do you think it's going to be a success? Or has society changed too much for front porches?
I don't know. The front porch, well, they claim those new houses over there, they were, because this was a historical area, front porches were there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, in the older time, we had front porches.
Always, yes.
And I noticed a house that was down there, you know, where they put that little high rise over on Banyan near the post office. That house was moved there on 3rd and Tamarind, and they still have their front porch.
Yes. Did you have any special beaux when you were growing up?
Any special what?
Boyfriends?
Oh, not special enough to marry them.
Okay, that's fair.
Hmm?
You must have had somebody you were dancing with.
Dance the night away.
Dance the night away and send them home. Good deal. Do you have any other questions? Do you think we've
And now, what are you going to do with all of this?
all of these questions we're asking?
Yes.
And you're probably wondering, gosh, this girl must be really dumb because I'm asking such questions that I should know the answers to. Well, I might, but people 50 years from now or 100 years from now aren't going to know these answers. And I want them to be able to see and hear and read what it was like to live here in the 20th century.
Okay.
Okay? And so often it is hard for us as historians to get this information.
Yes.
You know, because people don't sit down and talk. There's no communication between generations, between...
Well, you need to thank Miss Bush, because she's the one who told me about this and asked me would I let you come. And I said, well, I'll let them come. Because you were here before, weren't you?
Yes, ma'am. ma'am.
She was here before.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
brought it back.
That's right. That's exactly it.
And he was here
Oh,
before.
I've been here many times.
Yeah, you've been here
Yeah,
many
he loves
times.
that.
I bring the kids with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought the kids with
Oh, I was
you.
going to say, what happened to the
Were you,
light?
I just
have
burned
you
out.
Oh,
always
did you?
been very
No, we
active
just burned out.
with
then we're
children's
probably pretty much done
organizations as
Yeah.
well?